What would you give for wealth beyond imagination? Some men would give their time, some their health, but he gave his family. And for a while, he thought he had won everything. But fate had prepared a price so cruel he could never escape. This is the story of Daniel Rowan, a man from a small town who dreamed of escaping poverty. He wasn't a bad man at first. He was like every father. He wanted his children to smile, his wife to be proud, his name to be respected. But deep inside, his heart carried a dangerous hunger, a hunger for wealth at any cost. Daniel tried everything: small business ventures, loans that failed, even taking jobs far from home. But every time he returned, he came back with nothing except shame. His wife, Eliza, would hold his hands and whisper, "Daniel, we don't need riches. We just need you." But those words pierced him deeper than poverty itself. He saw them not as comfort, but as a reminder of his failure. Then, one evening, Daniel met a man, a stranger dressed in all black, with eyes that seemed to look through him. The man spoke softly, "I can give you what you desire most: wealth, power, a name that history will not forget." Daniel laughed nervously. "What's the price?" The man smiled, and that smile was colder than death itself. "Only what you hold dearest." Daniel didn't answer that night, but the seed was planted. And when hunger struck again, when debts piled up, when his children cried for food, Daniel broke. One stormy night, he whispered to the stranger, "Take it. Take whatever it takes. Just give me the wealth." And so it began. Within weeks, Daniel's life transformed. Businesses flourished. Gold seemed to chase him. Powerful men shook his hand with respect. He had finally arrived, but in exchange, his family began to wither. His son, Samuel, fell sick with an illness no doctor could make. His daughter, Clara, who once sang in church, lost her voice. And Eliza grew pale and fragile, as if her very soul was being drained. Daniel pretended not to notice. He bought them gifts, thinking money could heal what love could not. But their eyes no longer lit up when he entered the room. And in the mirror, Daniel no longer saw a father. He saw a stranger cloaked in shadows. One night, Eliza confronted him, tears streaming down her face. "Daniel, what have you done? Our children are fading, and you are not the man I married." But Daniel shouted, "I did this for us, for this family. You wanted a good life, didn't you?" Her silence cut deeper than any insult, because the truth was clear: he hadn't done it for them. He had done it for himself. The more wealth Daniel gained, the more his home turned into a graveyard of broken hearts. Samuel's laughter vanished, Clara's dreams died, and Eliza stopped praying, for she felt God no longer listened. But Daniel couldn't stop. The stranger in black kept returning, demanding more sacrifices. Each time Daniel said yes. Each time his soul grew emptier. Then one night, Daniel returned home to silence. The laughter of children was gone. The aroma of Eliza's cooking no longer lingered. Instead, the house was cold, lifeless. On the table lay a note, written in trembling hands. "We cannot follow you down this path. Goodbye." For the first time in years, Daniel felt fear. Not fear of poverty, not fear of failure, but fear of losing the very souls he had traded away. And here lies the truth. No amount of wealth can buy back a family's love. You can build empires, own kingdoms, even command nations. But if your home is empty, if the people who once called you father or husband no longer look at you with love, then all the gold in the world becomes dust. Daniel learned too late that the richest man is not the one with the most money, but the one whose family gathers around his table with joy. But Daniel's story was far from over, because fate was not finished with him. That night, as he wept in his empty house, the stranger appeared once more and whispered, "You thought you could walk away? No, Daniel, the deal has only just begun." The lights flickered, the floor trembled, and Daniel's scream echoed through the darkness. The stranger dragged him deeper into torment. Voices, shadows, loss of sanity. Daniel tried to chase his family, but failed. His empire collapsed. He had visions of Eliza, Samuel, and Clara on a bridge of light, unreachable. Finally, humbled, he cried to God for forgiveness, gave up his riches, and began searching for them. He found them in a quiet village. Eliza's eyes still carried pain. Samuel and Clara hesitated to trust. But Daniel worked the fields, carried water, and proved his change through action, not words. When hope finally bloomed, the stranger appeared again. But this time, Daniel stood firm. You gave me wealth, but they give me life. You can take the riches, take the empire, but you will never take my love again. The stranger dissolved into smoke. The curse was broken. From that day, Daniel lived simply. No mansions, no empires, no golden crowns. But every evening, he sat with his wife and children at the dinner table. And though the meal was plain, their laughter was rich. And Daniel finally understood. True wealth is not measured in coins or crowns, but in the love that greets you when you walk through your door. Because money can build a house, but only love can make it a home.